Hello, Easter React fans. This is my third attempt at making a video today. I'm kind of PO'd at YouTube a little bit. They've had a Will Ferrell funny video and Melissa McCarthy funny video that both got blocked due to copyright. So I'm not very having a great 4th of July, but you know what? I want to make a video today, and this is my video idea. This is Dear HBO, top 15 scenes I want in the Harry Potter reboot from Movieflame. I really like this guy. He's a huge Potterhead like me. I love Harry Potter. I'm looking forward to the reboot, and I'm looking forward to how HBO handles things. I hope it's really good, because a lot of the stuff from the movies, even though they're amazing movies, they left out a ton of things from the books that not a lot of non-readers know about. So I'm looking forward to what he says. So the top 15 things, usually top 10, but top 15 has me intrigued because there's way more to talk about. And again, sorry about the last two videos. I wanted some comedy. They both got blocked. So yeah. So if you like Harry Potter, I hope you're in for a great video. If not, hope you enjoy this anyways. Hope you guys are having a great 4th of July party out there. Yeah, just celebrating our freedom today. Definitely vote in November time. I definitely am. Yeah, so this is the Harry Potter reboot. Stuff that he wants. Let's enjoy this.
Dear HBO Max, as a massive Harry Potter fan and as someone who has dedicated their entire career to this amazing series, these are the top 15 things I want to see in the Harry Potter reboot, ranked from the least important to the most important. Before we get into it, speaking to you, my viewers on YouTube, if you like this video, hit that like button. It will greatly help the channel with the algorithm. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and you can also follow me on my socials. All of that is linked down below. Now, let's get into the video. Number 15, get the eye colors right. In the books, Harry's eyes were green, and he was always told that he had his mother's eyes. That's a constant throughout the series, both in the books and in the films.
Yeah, my mother's eyes.
However, Daniel Radcliffe, who played Harry, had blue eyes, and that's totally fine. I don't care what color the eyes are. I know they tried to give him green contact lenses on the first day of shooting, but it didn't work out because Daniel didn't react well to them. And again, that's totally fine. However, they made young Lily's eyes be brown, and they even had a close-up of her eyes to make this mistake even more pronounced to viewers. So, HBO, please make sure that all Harry and Lily actors and actresses have the same colored eyes. Also, it would be great to see Voldemort's sinister red eyes, but that's not as important. Number 14, show us the actual Quidditch World Cup game. The movies did a great job setting the World Cup up, but after all that build-up, we didn't see the game. We had seen young kids play Quidditch, which was amazing, but being able to see actual professionals play would kick it into high gear. It would be like going from the original Star Wars trilogy lightsaber battles to the prequel trilogy's lightsaber battles. Okay, maybe that's not the best example because a lot of people didn't like that change, but you get my point. Seeing pro Quidditch players in action would be epic, and I would love to see Crumb do the Wronski feint. You know, when he pretends to see the snitch, dives down to get it, then pulls up at the last second, making the other seeker crash. That would be so cool to see on screen. Number 13, dedicate an episode to Hagrid's tale. There's a chapter where Hagrid tells the trio about his days trying to recruit giants to their cause with the help of Madame Maxime. There's plenty of material for a full episode on this because they were there for several weeks. In the course of those weeks, so many things happen. They approach the giant's leader, who's known as the Gurg, and give him a gift. Then that Gurg has its head ripped off by another giant. I know, pretty gnarly, but right down your alley, HBO. You had all kinds of decapitations in Game of Thrones. And this episode would get even better, as freaking Death Eaters show up, one of which is McNair, who was supposed to execute Buckbeak, so there's some beef there with him and Hagrid. This would make one hell of an episode, HBO. Please do this. Number 12. Show us Creature's Tale. I want to see you give Regulus Black justice. They mentioned him briefly in the films as R.A.B., but they didn't go much further than that. Going further would be amazing, because this story is absolutely wild. Creature tells the trio about how Sirius's brother Regulus Black was a Death Eater, but then realized what he was doing was wrong. While serving Voldemort though, he was the first to find out that he had at least one Horcrux, and Regulus formed a plan to destroy it. He offered Kreacher up to Voldemort to test his fortification of the Horcrux, so Voldemort showed Kreacher how to get through the obstacles. And luckily for you, HBO, it was the most fortified Horcrux, so it will make for one of the most exciting sequences. Once Regulus was in the cave, he drank the liquid that makes you see your worst fears, and he ordered Kreacher to leave the fake locket, and destroy the real one. Regulus then died being pulled down by the Inferi, dying as an unsung hero. HBO, if you do this, I'm sure that you can make a barely mentioned character in the movies a fan favorite in your TV show with just one episode. Number 11. Give us the full battle of the Astronomy Tower. The movies did an okay job at showing this, but they left a ton out. There was so much more to this battle. So much, in fact, that I like to call it the first battle of Hogwarts. In the book, the DA teams up with the Order of the Phoenix, which in itself is awesome. They then fight the Death Eaters in an insane battle, most of which takes place in a small hallway leading to the Astronomy Tower, which leads me to believe that this could be very well done if it has the same sort of style they used for Arthur and Kingsley in the 8th film. On top of that, all sorts of things happen, like Neville getting knocked out from a curse, McGonagall sending some Death Eaters running for the hills after kicking their ass, and Fenrir Greyback going on a rampage, biting and destroying Bill Weasley's face until it was unrecognizable. Again, it's right up your alley, HBO. I think you could do a lot of cool things if you pursue this battle on screen. Number 10. Make an accurate Ravenclaw logo. I'm not even a Ravenclaw, I'm a Gryffindor, and I'm still mad about it. The movies changed the logo of Ravenclaw House from an eagle to a raven, which I get, it sounds right because it has Raven in the name, but that's not the logo. The logo is an eagle because Raven means black, so it's basically Black Claw, the very thing that eagles are so known for having. I don't know why the movies changed this, but Hogwarts Legacy did this correctly, and honestly, that game should be the gold standard for Wizarding World content moving forward. But if they can change it, HBO, please do the same and make Ravenclaw's logo an eagle, not a raven. Number 9. Give us more Quidditch. I already talked about the Quidditch World Cup, but I want to see more Hogwarts Quidditch. They have the potential to do 11 games that the movies didn't cover, plus the 4 games that the movies did cover. These matches include Harry facing off against Cho in the 3rd book, and also winning the Quidditch Cup in that same novel. Then Ron's entire Quidditch arc in the 5th book, as well as Gryffindor winning the cup again, and the entire season where Harry was captain in the 6th book, which we saw a bit of in the films, but definitely not enough, including Gryffindor winning the cup yet again. Also in the 5th book, after the Quidditch match, there's a scene where Malfoy gets his ass handed to him by Harry and Fred in a fist fight, which again is right down your alley, HBO. Add all the violence from the books that the movies didn't. It will be classic HBO, and it will be something that will make the show stand out from the movies. Number 8. Get Grindelwald's death right. Grindelwald is now huge in the Wizarding World franchise thanks to the Fantastic Beasts films, but his whole character arc is sort of ruined because of how the 7th movie changed his brief interaction with Voldemort. They had him tell Voldemort where the Elder Wand was, basically saying, go defile Dumbledore's tomb to get it. HBO, make this scene right, and have Grindelwald refuse to give in to Voldemort, both to protect the world from Voldemort having the Elder Wand, and also to make sure Dumbledore's body stays at peace in his tomb. This was Grindelwald's redemption, and because he's such a big character now, make sure that redemption is known to all Harry Potter fans, not just the fans who read the book. Number 7, please give us Peeves the Poltergeist. Peeves is honestly one of the best forms of comic relief in the Harry Potter books. He deserves to be on screen. He was actually cast for the first movie, and they even shot some scenes with him, but Chris Columbus decided to cut his part because the CGI for the ghost wasn't up to his standards. HBO, it's been over 20 years since then, and the CGI has improved so much, so please give us Peeves in the new series. I honestly feel like it's not Hogwarts without Peeves. His presence in the castle is needed. Also, I would love to see that scene where he salutes to Fred and George as they escape Umbridge. That's such an epic moment that I would love to see on screen. Number 5.
And I would either cast Simon Pegg as Peeves or Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean himself. Either put his obviously CGI, but yeah, like maybe make him young like he was in Mr. Bean. That would be awesome. That'd be an awesome 2 picks.
We need Dumbledore's backstory. At this point, the Wizarding World has pretty much gone all in on this story with the Fantastic Beasts films, which I think was part of their downfall if I'm being honest, but nevertheless, they need to give us Dumbledore's backstory that unfolded in the Deathly Hallows. We barely got anything from the movie, just a few pages of a book and Ariana's painting with little to no explanation. Backtracking a bit though, I want to see Dumbledore's real words while in the cave. The words where he tries to protect his siblings from Grindelwald. Then, I want to see an episode that dives into everything we found out about Albus's past in the 7th book, from his crazy relationship with Grindelwald, his plans with Grindelwald to take over the world for the greater good, and more than anything else, give me the flashback of the three-way duel between Albus, Aberforth, and Gellert that led to Ariana's death. The movies dropped the ball with this one, and as did the Fantastic Beasts films. I really thought we would at least get the dueling flashback and the secrets of Dumbledore, and I was pretty disappointed when Albus just briefly talked about it while he looked at Ariana's portrait. HBO, this is your chance to fix 2 different failures from 2 different Wizarding World projects. Do what they couldn't do and give us Dumbledore's backstory. Number 5, we need Fred's death on screen. And no, not this stupid shot where he's simply being disarmed. People say that this is his death scene, but it's not. This sucks. In the books, Fred's death is the moment that made me cry more than any other moment in the series. It was just perfectly written. Fred and Percy joke around for the first time after having been at odds for the last few years. Then the wall explodes, killing Fred instantly, and the smile from Fred's last laugh with Percy is still on his lifeless face. Like, holy shit. That's so heartbreaking. The fact that this is what we got in place of arguably the most shocking moment in the books is infuriating. So HBO Max, it's your time to fix that. Number 4, do the Marauders justice. All I want is for you to simply tell their story. The 3rd movie didn't give us anything from the 3rd book where the Marauder story originated. I want to see all of the flashbacks from the books, and I don't care where you put them. It could be from Remus and Sirius's telling of it in the 3rd novel, Snape's worst memory in the 5th novel, or the Prince's Tale from the 7th novel. I just want the whole story from the books told before the series ends. On top of that, I think part of doing the Marauders justice is giving us the correct age of their adult counterparts. Lily and James were 21 when they died, while the movie made them like 40. That's a huge detail for me, because in the book, that makes the scene in the forest so much different, as James and Lily are only a few years older than the now grown-up Harry. It's so much more chilling to see how young they were when they died in relation to Harry's age. And the same goes for Sirius, Lupin, and Snape. I want to see their adult counterparts be the correct age. In the books, they were in their early 30s, while in the films, Thulis was in his mid-40s, Oldman was in his 50s, and Rickman was in his 60s. And HBO, open your ears and listen.
And the winner is Old Spice.
Ads.
Shop now.
This would be a great way to differentiate the actors from the original movies to the actors in the new TV show. You're not going to be able to replace David Thewlis, Gary Oldman, and especially the late Alan Rickman. Making them younger like they were in the books is the answer to this. It's sort of like how The Amazing Spider-Man made Aunt May and Uncle Ben way younger than they were in the Raimi Spider-Man films. Also HBO, here's another tip. Make sure you pick the right actors for the younger James, Sirius, Lupin, Wormtail, Lily, and Snape. And maybe you can use them.
I know who I would cast as James Potter. I'm probably going to cast Freddie Highmore. I think that's a good casting for that.
For a Marauder spin-off series.
You smart. I think it's brilliant.
Number 3, we need Charlie Weasley. Charlie Weasley is a fan favorite, and the movies left him out almost completely. There was like one small shot of him in a newspaper photo. Charlie played a role in the 1st book as he helped the trio get rid of Hagrid's dragon. The 4th book, where he officially met Harry, went to the Quidditch World Cup and brought the dragons for the first task. Then in the 5th book, he joined the Order of the Phoenix, though Dumbledore told him to stay in Romania where he was working with dragons. But I'm about to give you a home run idea for Season 5 HBO. You have a chance to show Charlie in his happy place. You could maybe have a scene in Romania where he gets a letter from Dumbledore with orders for the Order of the Phoenix. You could have him read it there, then cut to a long shot of the Dragon Sanctuary, maybe even having a dragon breathe fire before you cut to the next scene. We also need Charlie's moments in the 7th book, as he was in Bill and Fleur's wedding as Bill's best man, and he also participated in the Battle of Hogwarts, leading an army of Hogsmeade villagers into the fight alongside Slughorn. He could literally have his Jon Snow moment. So there you go, HBO. I just laid out what you should do with Charlie Weasley throughout the entire series. You're welcome. Number 2, give us the real Ron and Ginny. Ron has so many great moments in the books, but so many of them were taken from him and given to Hermione. On top of that, they make Ron look dumb a lot of the time, like with the Devil's Snare scene. Hermione was the one freaking out in the book, while Ron saved her by talking sense into her. Meanwhile, in the movie, Ron was the one freaking out in the most stupid way, and Hermione has to save him. And there are so many examples of this. I made a full video on it, but I'll leave Ron's character at this. HBO, make sure Ron is competent, smart, loyal, and gets all the big moments the movie took away from him. Now, as for Ginny, in the later books, Ginny was insanely cool, outgoing, sarcastic, popular, confident, and beautiful. While in the movies, she was none of that besides being pretty. Make sure you get Ginny's character right. Make her the girl that every girl wants to be, and make her the
Like, this is one of my most unpopular opinions. I think Jenny was pretty dull in the movies, to be honest. I think that they could definitely change her character around.
girl that every male viewer falls in love with. And for the love of God, please, please, please make sure that the actress for Ginny has chemistry with the actor for Harry. Because Daniel Radcliffe and Bonnie Wright produced the most ick scenes in movie history.
I can help you.
Yeah.
Don't you trust me? Excuse me, I have to go and vomit.
Now HBO, the number one thing I want you to do with this reboot is give us all of the Voldemort memories. I might be biased because Voldemort/Tom Riddle is my favorite character, but I think most people would agree that seeing these memories is one of the top priorities. This would include meeting the Gaunt family as well as seeing Voldemort's Muggle father, Tom Riddle Sr., Voldemort meeting his Uncle Morphin and stealing the Gaunt ring from him, Voldemort charming Hepzibah Smith, then killing her and stealing Slytherin's locket as well as Hufflepuff's cup. And what would be the coolest scene in my opinion, Voldemort meeting with Dumbledore to ask for a job at the school, only to get turned down, which in turn led to Voldemort putting a curse on the Defense Against the Dark Arts post. All of this would be so fascinating to see, and would really add so much to Tom Riddle's backstory. There's a reason the Voldemort video on this channel not only made my channel take off, but also got 10 million views the first time I uploaded it, and 12 million views the second time I uploaded it. It got 22 million views, clearly showing that people have a real fascination with Voldemort. Adding these memories would add so much to the show. So please, HBO, make this and everything else I mentioned happen in the Harry Potter reboot. Sincerely, a die-hard Harry Potter fan. Thank you so much for...
Yeah, I definitely agree with a lot of what he said. Again, I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd like he is. I just, in my mind, I want this to be so good, like even better than the movies. But you never know nowadays. Like it could be awesome, it could be horrible, and I don't know where the line is drawn there in my head, to be honest. Same with like the Beetlejuice too. I want the movie to be so good, but it's like the fact that they're making this again, and people were like, "Oh, why do they have to remake it again?" It was like, go back and read the books, and then come to this video and point. And he points out the flaws that are in the movies. It was like, yeah, even though the movies are amazing, cinematic marvels, like there's so much more they could add, which is crazy. They can honestly make yeah, make it like Game of Thrones. They could put so much into it. Like it'd be awesome. So definitely. Yeah, I had a few castings in mind. Like I have Michael Keaton playing an old Remus Lupin in my head. Again, I said Mr. Bean as Peeves. Harry Potter, I have no idea yet. I have no idea. Just please make him white. That's all I gotta say. Please make everybody white and British. You know, to the best of your ability. Um, Hagrid, I either have God, what's his name? Hmm, just blanked his name totally. Lord of the Rings and Andy Serkis. I have Andy Serkis playing Hagrid. I think that would be a really good casting, and the right makeup wise and all that. Give him a big bushy beard, Yeah, so there's definitely so much in my mind that like they could do with this, but you never really know if it's going to be good or bad nowadays. So I hope it's great. I hope it's worth the wait. Let's see the comments. Yeah, I just want all nine Weasleys. The his brother, in the Deathly Hollows, he basically makes up with him for being such a terrible brother, and he sees the value in Harry Potter at the end, which I hope they include. They had that as a deleted scene in the Deathly Hollows, and they deleted it, I guess, for time wise or something like that. So man, I hope that happens. There's just so many details they could put into this that would work so much. So I'm I'm praying for a great adaptation. So hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great Fourth of July cookout, hot dog, hamburger, what have you, classic meal. Just enjoy some fireworks tonight. Thank you and have a great night. Peace.